Welcome to Digital Marketing for Contractors. This podcast is brought to you by Fat Cat Strategies, a full-service digital marketing agency based in Raleigh, North Carolina. We specialize in helping home improvement contractors just like you grow their businesses.
Today, you're listening to a series called Build, Grow, Dominate. Marketing strategies for every stage of your home improvement business. Every Wednesday, we take a deep dive into the lessons that we've learned from supporting some amazing business owners in the home improvement industry.
In part 1, we'll cover the essentials from startup to your first 5 million. In part 2, we're shifting gears to focus on what it takes to scale your business to a successful exit and or how to dominate your market.
Now let's get into it.
Hey, I'm Janet, the founder here at Fat Cat Strategies, and today I am joined by the lovely and talented Caitlyn Noble, who is not only my colleague, my coworker, and my friend, but I'm happy to say that she is also the co-owner of Fat Cat Strategies.
Yes, what an intro. I, Caitlyn, as Janet mentioned, also the head of client services, wears many hats.
So many hats.
Alongside,
Like you have 14 heads.
it's my ends big off of 14. Janet, it's bittersweet today. We are going to dive into the last episode of this 2-part series of Build, Grow, Dominate. Let's tell the listeners what we're diving into.
Yeah, that's right. It's the last episode in Build, Grow, Dominate, the series for home improvement contractors who want to do, what do they want to do? They want to build, grow, and dominate. Okay, and so today we are talking about TV and OTT advertising.
That's right. If you're a contractor who's already put some marketing presence
In your community.
into your community, you're doing a bunch of great things, and now you're focused on scaling and optimizing, this episode is for you. We're talking about how to make traditional and streaming media a powerful part of your digital plan. So let's break it down, starting with the basics. What is the difference between
TV and OTT advertising. Wow, that was a lot of T's.
This is fun. As long as we're going out with a bang.
Yeah. Hey, this is the real deal here. You're getting an unvarnished Janet and Caitlyn. Okay, so what is the difference between TV and OTT? Traditional TV ads, you know these. They've been on the air since,
The beginning.
right after World War II.
Yeah.
So they've been around for a while. These are commercials on broadcast or cable television, and they are great for reaching a broad audience and creating a big presence in your market. But if you're listening to this and you're thinking like, that ain't for me, because I'm going to have to go through my local ABC or NBC affiliate, or I'm going to have to talk to the local, Spectrum cable ad sales rep.
Is a joy.
Who's a joy. Like the best part of your day when those ad sales reps come into your office and try to strong arm you into something. Yeah, good Lord. So if you're thinking TV ain't for me, well, maybe OTT is.
Yeah, OTT, or over-the-top ads, are served through streaming platforms. What does streaming platform? Hulu, YouTube TV, Amazon Prime Video. Those are all streaming platforms. And the cool part about OTT is that it offers targeted advertising using data to serve your message to the right people.
Yeah, it's like the precision. Well, it's not even like it. It is. It's the precision of digital advertising meets this broad credibility building and visibility of TV. So it's really the best of two worlds. And I would add to your list, you mentioned Hulu, YouTube, Amazon Prime. I mean, there's others like they've got all these crazy names like Tubi, Pluto, and stuff like that. All of that is streaming and it's advertiser supported. And with OTT, with the right platform and with the right agency, your ad can be in somebody's living room, but it could be wildly targeted just to the households that you want to market to.
Yeah, so opposite of the traditional.
Yeah, so with traditional TV, when you get that like glorious, generous joy of a person that is the local TV ad sales rep, who does take no for an answer, and who will leave your office and not come back 4 times in the next 6 weeks with donuts and pens and flowers.
And then you sign a year-long TV contract.
Yeah. You remember that person, that TV ad sales
And
rep.
you're running ads to the Price is Right.
To the Price is Right at like 10 a.m. on some
Yes.
bullshit channel. OTT is kind of the opposite of that.
Yes.
So you get all the benefits of TV without having to deal with that local ad sales rep.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the benefits. Like, so, because why should a home improvement contractor care about OTT? And one word is breach. So to back it up, TV, like we said, you're going to get in front of a huge audience. You're paid to get in front of that huge audience. The timing, etc., all of that. I mean, it could be me home from maternity leave watching, Family Feud. What today? Who sees your ads? Or it could be somebody who's
65 and retired. But they're in your target zip code.
They're in your zip codes. OTT lets you be more precise, as you mentioned, targeting based on viewing habits, your interests, and as Janet mentioned, you use the codes. So, yeah. So if you can start to see your business on TV, or if you're using your favorite streaming app, that's going to build trust. I mean, we just talked in our last episode about multi-channel marketing. I mean, the more that you can establish throughout, however people are getting
Consuming content
Yes.
and entertainment.
yes, the more serious of a player we're going to be, like, in this home.
So I'll just interject a little story. And Caitlin, you know the story because you were on the call. I saw you. We were talking to a contractor in Kansas City, Missouri, last week, who's a dear friend of Fat Cat, and has built an amazing business.
Yeah.
And he is using YouTube ads.
Yeah.
So what he's done is he's, captured a bunch of video footage that gets recycled into all kinds of ads and social. But then they are running those ads on YouTube TV, which people are now using YouTube as one of the streaming apps on their big old television in their living room.
Yep.
And so our friend out in Kansas City told us, he was like, I was getting these calls and I was going on these appointments and I was, doing the sales guy thing and how'd you hear about us? And they'd say, well, I saw you on TV. I saw your TV ad. And it took him a while because he in his mind was not thinking that his digital ads were quote unquote TV ads.
Right.
But because people are watching programming on their 60-inch television in their living room, they are perceiving it as if it were kind of an old school TV ad on the local ABC affiliate before The Price is Right.
Yeah.
The homeowner is not making this distinction, but what we've found is that sometimes we as agencies or the contractors can think, well, I'm running these digital ads. Well, the homeowner thinks you're on TV. And so our friend out in Kansas City said, he's like, for a while I thought people were crazy. And then I had friends tell me, hey, I saw your TV ad. And they finally made the connection like, oh, they're talking about my YouTube ads.
Exactly.
But people call them
TV.
largely like TV ads.
Yes. Exactly. So
Caitlin, tell us, like, what are some of the things that people listening need to do if they're thinking about running OTT or streaming?
of course. So the first strategic step is aligning your message. That means whether someone sees your ad on YouTube, or hears it on TV, or clicks a Facebook ad, they are hearing the same core message. We have talked.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that on the last episode, and I think it's just so important.
Yes.
It is all about brand consistency. You need to use similar visuals, the same tone, the same value propositions, the same seasonal promotional offers, the same, limited time only offers.
They need to know, like, the same, like, if you're using a person. Like,
I was actually just thinking that, especially in the bath world.
yes.
Those one-day bath contractors that do a lot of TV, we have known multiple companies that will contract with, honestly, it's an actor. Like, that is the role that person plays. They're not the sales manager. They're not the general manager.
Yeah.
They're an actor that becomes the brand spokesperson for that one-day bath company in that market, and they're on every stinking ad.
Perfect.
That is what we call similar visual, similar tone, brand consistency.
Exactly. And so let's say tactical. You want to use TV and OTT to drive traffic to your website or social platforms.
Yep. So you need to think about a strong CTA. What's a CTA? That's a call to action. What is your CTA going to be? Is it going to be something like visit our website for exclusive offers, book your consultation, go to our website to download a free, color guide on this year's new siding profiles and siding colors, or you've got a new window product and you've got some sort of downloadable guide or a video series on how it works. That's going to be your CTA that you are offering on your OTT streaming commercial. Then when you direct visitors to go get that thing off of your website, you're going to use a trackable URL or a promo code or a QR code so that you can tie back that conversion on your website that was driven to your website by that OTT ad.
Exactly. And right, gosh, if you're already spending the money to run these types of ads, you have to follow up. If someone visits your site after they've watched your ad, please make sure that your digital presence picks up the baton and runs with it. Through retargeting ads, through email marketing, through text messages, you've got to keep the conversation going. Keep your brand in front of.
Yeah, and I'll kind of tag onto this. There's just so many great technology partners that Fat Cat has developed that if you're talking about continuing that conversation, we've done an episode with Blazio to be called Apex Chat. So let's say your OTT ad runs on a streaming platform. Somebody goes to your website and maybe they don't want to fill out a form, but there's a chat bot that pops up, and I actually use the wrong word. It's not a bot, because with Blazio, you can have chat on your website that is manned by live human beings, and they're going to be able to engage with that person while they're sitting in their lazy boy with the laptop on their lap, or their iPad on their lap, or their phone. And so then your website has picked up that lead and picked up the digital baton from the lead that you generated from OTT. So that conversation is kept going. There's just so many great technology solutions out there where you can target the right homeowners with streaming OTT and then make it so dead simple for homeowners to get in touch with you and book an appointment where you don't even have to staff the phones.
Yeah, that's amazing. Again, technology that can complement what you're doing.
And really take some of the heavy lifting off of your plate.
I think that's fantastic, and continue that engagement.
Yeah, and then you come in the next morning, you got 3 new appointments booked.
Grace. Okay, so we've run into this time and time again. It is quite often very difficult to track the data coming from television commercials. It's been a conversation we've had for years. Like, okay, well, when did they ban? Like, all right, let's go to your Google Analytics and see if there's a spike in website traffic during that hour of the day that you had multiple ads running. OTT is going to give you access to tons of data. You can see who's watching, how long they engage, and whether they clicked through your website or not. It's so amazing.
Yes. And the magic happens when you combine this with your digital analytics to get the full picture, or you combine it with something like What Converts that's going to do that lead source attribution.
Absolutely.
So, moving on, kind of going through our tips here, we wanted to touch on this idea of cross-platform synergy.
Another word.
So, yeah, we're dropping all the buzzwords here. So what you really want to do is make it a full circle moment. Caitlyn, explain to people what we mean by that.
Yeah, this is something, if somebody is producing television ads, they are yours. I'm assuming they're yours unless there's some contract that says they're not yours.
But you should negotiate where you get the creative from any commercials that are shot.
It's your brand.
You want those files.
Yes, it's your files. So we're taking those ads and we're pushing them through social media. We're publishing them to your YouTube channel. We're then putting that same commercial within an email campaign, or we're dropping a snippet of that commercial onto a PPC landing page to get more mileage out of that creative and create that cohesive experience out of that.
Right. So if you're going to go through the effort and energy to create this asset, which is this, piece of video, what we're talking about using it as a full circle moment is recycle it in all the ways that you can think of, or your agency can help you recycle that piece of video across all the different platforms. And speaking of creative, it's important to invest in quality production. This is not the time for a shaky iPhone video. A well-produced ad is going to set you apart from the competition. So if you're going through your local broadcast affiliate, they're going to bring that muscle to the table. If you're not, there's so many freelancers out there in your market that can help you really capture some high quality video. And again, I'm going to go back to a friend of Fat Cat, a friend of the show that we've got out in Kansas City. He's running an amazing siding business out there.
Yeah.
What he's done is he's worked with a local video production company, and once every 6 months, he just shoots a bunch of video. And then for the next 6 months, they recycle all of that video into so many different campaigns.
Yeah.
Blog posts, YouTube ads, social media posts. So do it the right way. Do it the right way. Invest in quality production, even if you're going the OTT route and you're maybe bypassing what is a traditional television studio approach.
And if you're somebody who's camera shy, or you're a small business thinking about this, and I mean, I'm the first to say that, not the first to say actually, but AI is so powerful. There are AI tools out there that you can plug in a script and you will blow away at the content that comes back.
The video content.
Yeah, the video content that can be used to promote your company. So all types of ways to spend that budget. Speaking of budget though, you've got to track your ROI on this. Monitor your cost per lead from each channel, and you've got to optimize it from here. You just see if it's even working. So
yeah, so, we kind of talked a little bit of smack about traditional TV, but if you are still running traditional ads through local affiliates, that could work better in one market and OTT could work better in another. And to Caitlyn's point, if you've really got your tracking set up and you've got your sources set up, you will be able to see if streaming works better in one geography than TV does, or vice versa. And then you can shift your budget and evolve your strategy as the results come in.
Absolutely. Tracking, so you can move your money to the right place. Quick case study, an example of one of our clients, a home improvement contractor in the Southeast. They ran a seasonal campaign across TV and OTT to promote energy efficient window replacements.
Yeah, and they supported it with a Google ad campaign and a landing page offering a special incentive. So the landing page is on the website, the Google ads are on the Google ad platform, and the commercial is on streaming and traditional TV. So what was the result? It was a major lift in site traffic, a lower cost per lead than expected, and a ton of new leads and new customers in the pipeline.
Amazing. And you can then go on to all of the things you listed above to follow back up with those first. And they did. So to wrap out, OTT and TV advertising aren't just nice to have anymore. They're powerful tools for scaling contractors who are ready to dominate their markets.
So combine that old school credibility that you're going to get from TV and radio, honestly, with modern digital strategy and tactics, and you will be unstoppable.
Absolutely. Gosh, wow. Well, that wraps up today's episode. And it also marks the end of our part 2 in our Build, Grow, Dominate series. Now, we have covered a lot, from the power of SEO and PPC to integrating digital strategies with traditional media like radio, TV, and now OTT.
If you're ready to level up your marketing efforts and get serious about growth, then don't forget to revisit previous episodes in this series. Take notes and start implementing what you've learned.
Please, business, please. Thanks for listening. If you have found this valuable, leave a review share the show with another contractor, and don't forget to subscribe so that you won't miss what's next. So until then, keep building smarter.
Digital marketing for contractors is created by Fat Cat Strategies. For more information, visit fatcatstrategies.com.